Well, here we are in Greyfriars Kirk, and it's wonderful to have Tommy Steele with us. We heard the rather shocking news that Tommy was going to be leaving us, and we're very sad at that. It feels like almost the end of an era, because Tommy and I have been working together now for the best part of 15 or 16 years. We're never quite sure how long it is, but tell us what you're going to be doing, Tommy, because it's a bit of a shock for us all to know that you're leaving, but it's quite interesting what you're going to be doing, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of reasons for me making this decision. There's just a few things happened this year, COVID and Brexit and a few things in my own personal circumstances. I've just made me feel this is the right time to do this. But I'm planning to move to Spain. I've had a home over in Spain, a holiday home over there for a lot of years now, and as I say, circumstances this year have kind of directed me to make a decision to move to Spain. So I'm going to move to Spain and spend some time there, but I've already, I can't go to Spain and sort of be on holiday forever. You can't lie on a beach forever or drink beer forever. So I've already spoken to a charity in Spain with a view to doing some voluntary work. It's just a preliminary meeting I've had with them. So I might look at other charities, but I'll do something. Okay. Probably some sort of volunteering for a charity.
Great. And we're sitting right next to this wonderful communion table. And tell us a wee bit from your perspective about the story of the new communion table that we've got here in Greyfriars.
Well, the timber from the table came from the Greyfriars Charterist Centre, formerly the Charterist Church. And when the church closed down, we were offered the timber, and we used a lot of the timber. We got the whole church full of pews, and we used these pews to make a whole lot of beautiful furniture. But we kept some aside. We were always asked to keep some aside for the possibility of making a communion table for Greyfriars. So it was designed by a Glasgow designer, and we got the timber, and there's actually over 100 pieces of timber in the table. It was one of the most unique things we made in the project, and we got everyone involved in it, and everyone was passionate about doing it. It took months to make, and the design's incredible. And just looking at the legs here, there's 17 legs on it, and each leg, the Greyfriars, the name Greyfriars is on the four sides of the middle leg, and all the names of the churches facing Greyfriars was the names of the churches that have had a partnership of some sort with Greyfriars Church over the last 400 years. A unique piece, a unique history, unique timber, and a fabulous experience for everyone involved in the workshop to be able to take part in making it.
Great. Well, one of the things that you always say, Tommy, is that that making beautiful furniture, and you've made some really beautiful furniture over the years, is secondary to your principal purpose.
I've always said that, yeah.
So tell us what your principal purpose has been all these years.
I've always said, I was a sort of joiner, carpenter for many, many years, and I changed my career. I felt there was something missing, and I changed my career to work with supporting people. And I'd done that for a few years, up until I met you. I met you, and then you had this idea of supporting people through doing furniture making and woodwork, and in many ways I felt my career was going back a bit. I'm going back to woodwork, but please believe me, my career didn't go back the way. I've now worked making furniture with vulnerable people for, as you say, 15, 16 years. And the main focus, social enterprise is about, supporting people through teaching them skills and providing goods to be able to sell. But as you say, my main focus was always changing people's lives, improving people's lives, because, we've worked with people from all walks in life, but we work with people who have struggled a lot in life and struggling in life through no fault of their own. Just, life circumstances have changed and they're struggling a bit. And just to give people a second chance in life, a bit like the timber that we use, the recycling of timber, giving people a second chance in life and developing skills and not just woodworking skills. You know, as you teach woodwork, you know, when you develop these skills, you in turn develop confidence and self-esteem and motivation and social skills, and just give people a platform to voice their opinion, no matter what that's about. Just bring people out their shell and just improve their lives. So in many ways, when I'm working with people in the workshop, I'm trying to develop the skills required for when they walk out the workshop. You know, there's a challenging world out there for us all, and if I can equip people to cope with that world a wee bit better than what they were when they came in, then, you know, I feel I'm doing I'm doing something right.
Yeah, I think that's a form of ministry.
All right.
And I've often said that, you know, Tommy is one of our assistant ministers here at Greyfriars. So
Well,
I think I really believe that.
I feel privileged to be. I don't think in any shape or form I could ever be a minister, but I feel privileged that you describe me as that.
Yeah, well,
Brilliant.
absolutely. And tell me, just, you know, finally, if there are any sort of highlights over these years that you'd want to kind of share with folk.
I mean, there's been highlight jobs. You know, obviously, you know, prestigious jobs like this one. We've done work for, we've done a communion table for St Giles Cathedral. We've done the moderator's desk a few years ago. We put a cabinet in Edinburgh Castle a couple of years ago. But I think, again, it's more about the people for me, and the people. I've got lots of images of people and names of people in my head, lots of people who have helped over the years. But there was a couple of wee stories, I'll just, if you've got time, that I run by Johnny a couple of days ago. And it was, you know, there was one where we'd done Doors Open Day, where we would allow the public to come and look around the building. And I was walking down the stair, and there was two ladies walking up the stair. And one lady stopped me. I'd never seen her before, and she said, "Are you Tommy?" And I said, "Aye." And she said, "I want to shake your hand because you've changed my life." And I was like, "Really? But I've never met you before." And she explained to me that her son, Andrew, had a nervous breakdown 14 years ago, and he'd never come out the house, and she'd never been in his house for 14 years. But he was now working in the workshop, and I'd brought him out his shell a bit. And back home, he was now allowing his mum to come in for a cup of tea, and he was chatting to her, and he was packing his bag to come to the workshop. And she said, "That's changed my life because I've got my son back."
Yeah.
So that meant an awful lot to me. But there was also another wee story I told John about. There's just these wee stories, couple of stories, because they're not members. These are, well, you know, that lady wasn't a member, and this other story was about an American couple. I think they were from New York. They came in the back door, and I welcomed them in, like, you know, I welcome absolutely everyone. And I showed them around, and I told them what we do and how we support people, and the results we get, you know, the difference we make to people who have been struggling. And, you know, and I spent a bit of time with them, just telling them all about what we do and the way I work in particular. And a few days later, or a week later or so, she emailed me from New York, and she said, "Thanks very much for showing us round, and thanks very much for your inspiring stories and the way you work." But she said, "What I didn't tell you was my husband, who was with me, suffers from depression. And you've gave him so much inspiration and hope that he's actually a changed man since we met you." And that was really powerful, you know. That really touched me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't trying to support this guy. I didn't know he had any kind of support needs, but the fact that I'd helped someone who lives in New York, who just popped in, and I'd made
amazing.
a difference. It's
Wonderful.
incredible for me.
Okay. Well, Tommy, you know, everyone at Greyfriars is wishing you well and wanting to say a huge thank you for all you've done over these many years. And we know that you'll keep in touch.
Every time I'm back in Edinburgh, I'll come into Greyfriars.
Yeah. And I might come and see you in Spain.
Yeah, I'll give you my address.
Okay,
You're
Tommy.
welcome.
Thanks very much indeed.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure being involved with Grassmarket Community Project in Greyfriars Kirk. Thank you very much.
Take care. God bless.
Thank you.